I want to bring in Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council's Scowcroft Middle East Security Initiative, Thomas Warrick. Thomas, good morning. Good to see you again.
Good morning.
I'd like to start this conversation by getting your take on what we heard from Starmer, because some people might listen to him today and this announcement about those four squadron jets that are going in and the Typhoon jets, and wondering if Britain is getting sucked into this, and could this be a sign of things to come with other countries? Your thoughts?
Well, so both the British Prime Minister, the Canadian Prime Minister, the President of France, and the Chancellor of Germany have all taken the position this war was not our idea. We don't approve of the legal basis for its being started, but Iran's actions since it started pose a danger to everyone's security. And so you see things like Starmer sending more fighter jets to Qatar. They will be able to shoot down the Shahed drones that have been targeting the Gulf states and Western bases, not just American bases, but Western bases in the region. It's far more effective to fly a plane for an hour and shoot some cannons at these slow-moving drones than it is to fire off $1 million missile to hit a $50,000 drone. And so I expect we will actually see more of that. And the one thing to note is that Iran's air defenses have been so thoroughly degraded by U.S. and Israeli military action that it is actually relatively safe to fly Western aircraft over the Gulf. As happened in Kuwait a few days ago, the danger is a friendly fire incident. And I'm told that after that incident, there were measures put in place so that that will not happen again. So this is relatively easy, but the entire outcome of this war is obviously still very much up in the air.
Do Israel and the United States have the same objectives in this war?
They're very similar, but not exactly. Israel wants to see the Iranian threat to Israel's security ended. The United States wants that, as well as the end of the threat of Iran to U.S. political and military interests in the Gulf. It wants a permanent end to Iran's nuclear program. And there was a remarkable description of those negotiations by Steve Witkoff on a conservative podcast that should really change everyone's understanding of how we got into this war. It was a colossal cultural misunderstanding, primarily, but not exclusively, on the Iranian side. And so there will be efforts to try to prevent any resurgence of Iran's nuclear ambitions. As well, we've seen the concern over Iran's army proxies, its missile program, and the repression of the Iranian people. So U.S. goals are somewhat broader than Israel's goals, but I think other Arab countries actually share some of the American goals, even if they won't say so publicly.
Well, Saudi Arabia, yeah. Let's talk about what's happening in your backyard today. Senate Republicans, they voted last night against the president's war powers. The House will vote today. What domestic factors are at play here?
On the Iran issue, President Trump does have enough support to avoid any actual consequences. He will therefore be able to continue waging the war. But what the Democrats and some Republicans are doing is, in effect, putting down a marker saying, this is your war, you own it, and you are responsible for finding a way out of this. What that would be is still, as I say, up in the air, but it is very much the case that Democrats are looking to make President Trump responsible for what happens in this war.
Thomas Warrick, good to see you once again this morning. Appreciate your time with us.
Thank you.